Welcome to our podcast series, Raising Saints and Forming Scholars, where we delve into your questions about the world of classical education. We were made for truth, beauty, and goodness. Let's talk about it. Join us for our first episode, where we look at the importance of reading great books. Did you know that almost 5,000 children's books are published every year? And yet we only have a finite amount of time to read books while we're on this earth. So why not read the best of the best? The kind of books that Aristotle back in the 4th century BC told us should delight and instruct. Here at Holy Child, we are really intentional about bringing books to our students that delight and instruct. Think about it. Since God Himself spoke and created a world, we know that words have tremendous power. And that's why we're very intentional about the words we bring to our children. What does a good book do for our kids? Well, it teaches them to know what to look for in life. Reading good books develops taste buds of the mind as children learn to savor what's seen and heard. It builds a framework for experiences and knowledge. It builds wonder and imagination. It strengthens those virtues of courage, love, and loyalty. And it orients the child's vision towards the proper way to approach the goods of this life and to prepare them for the next. I don't know if you've ever walked across a field with a child or had a conversation with them and they suddenly can recall a great line from a poem or a book. It's marvelous, and it's something we really aim to do here at Holy Child. Now, right now at Holy Child, we're really excited to be building our classroom libraries and our main library with books that reflect our values. And in order to do that, we are going to be partnering with Paper Pie Books, formerly known as Usborne Books, and they do a great job of retelling the classics for children. We know not all of their books fit into all of our curriculum, but they do have a certain section that really attracts us. Whether it's myself or donors, we have been starting on building more of these libraries, and we're really excited to share that with you. We also recently came in touch with a retired Catholic school teacher who gave us some of the masterpieces from her own library. But I thought it would be fun to just show you some of the books that we've just ordered. So we are so excited about engaging our young ones in new ways. For example, we have this book, Nibbles, the Book Monster, and you can see there are wonderful ways where the monster encounters these classic fairy tales, but the flaps in the book and the way it's arranged are going to engage all of the senses of the young child so that they can have a delightful experience of looking at this book. Here's a wonderful book called Life Size, and you can see that the pages are inviting for the young child. This book shows the actual life size of animals. So for example, here is the real size of a paw of a polar bear. So this would be a wonderful way for the young person to be engaged in the natural world in a unique way. One of my favorites is this book, Stop That Poem. And if you look more closely at the way this book is constructed, it has words that the children are working with to create a poem. And what I like about it is it lets the kids go through, let's say, a little bit of discovery with the words. They're not quite sure where it's going to go, but by the last page, the words have found a home. And that's something we want to have here at our school, where students know that life is not random, that words actually have a meaning, and this is going to help them to escape some of the despair that's present in some of the books that kids tend to read. We also have books about modern people as well. This is an interesting look at the Diary of Anne Frank. This is one of my favorite books when I was a kid, but I like what they do with her writings and their life in kind of just a new, exciting way for the child. We also have, oh my goodness, the novels of Dickens retold in a beautiful, exciting way. We have Heidi. Just want to, there's so much we could show you. We have different levels of Shakespeare. This one is illustrated stories for the younger ones, and then we have different versions for as you move up. This is wonderful too. This is the illustrated Odyssey. I thought this was really wonderful when you read the Odyssey with young people. I thought this was an interesting way of looking at that monster. Something I picked up recently, this is a wonderful find. It's the Bible in pictures, and it has Bible stories and a Catholic catechism interwoven throughout it. This is wonderful. Last thing I want to share with you is we're really excited here about bringing graphic novels to our students. I picked this one up over the summer. This is a graphic novel about the life of Saint Therese. This is one about King Arthur, which we read in our curriculum, but this would give students a different way of looking at it. And this is a graphic novel about Robin Hood. A word about graphic novels and abridged versions in general. We just want to be aware that these adaptations are very important in a classical school because they provide the scaffolding that children need to build awareness of the plot and to actually shake hands with the author and the plot before they move to the actual text itself. So they really are a creative and inventive way to acquaint the young person with the complicated world of that story before they encounter it for the first time. This is just a tiny portion of all of the books that we've purchased and that have been donated to us. We hope to, in the near future, be compiling our book lists and let you know more about the books we'd like to acquire if you'd like to join us in this noble endeavor. Until then, happy reading! We like to highlight our very own students here at Holy Child Catholic School. Here's one of our very own students reciting some memorized words from the opening of Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness.